Oh, hey, everybody. Big NFL trade just went down. If you could make the Cowboys trade for one position, what is it? And why is Jerry Jones so angry this morning? He lost his mind. It's all right here on the Cowboys DLL podcast. DLL. It's all on the Cowboys DLLS podcast, which starts right. Meow. Very proud of myself for when I made a mistake just stopping and going again. Usually my go-to is to make a goat sound if I make a mistake talking. Normally I'd be like, you get tongue-tied, you go, nah. That's normally what I do. So I'm proud of myself for taking steps as a professional. Hello, everyone, and welcome.
I won't tell the people what you have, so I'll let you get that goat sound off because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, because I don't have that. So you can't just say it.
What you got?
He thinks I might, that I have...
COVID?
No. COVID doesn't make you just make weird sounds.
What, he's just talking about the...
Jesse thinks I might have a single Tourette.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like not Tourette's,
but you know what?
One Tourette.
You do good animal sounds. Did you master that growing up? I mean, you know, the cat sounds, the goat sounds. I mean,
yeah, if you were my age, you 100% had that little circular toy. You pull the little handle down. And
we always a toy.
And it stops on an animal, and then it makes animal sound.
But I don't make animal sounds like you. It's I don't see what I'm saying.
But also
I couldn't do it.
ADHD does make you have different people's stem and have little outbursts of sound or singing. And
I'm a whole ass psycho.
Tourette's. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Hi, I'm Jeff. Next to me is my friend, former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holly.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Is that the pastor dance?
Nah, it says don't go chasing waterfalls. TLC.
What they do?
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
We stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. We keep going.
Just a little. I want to bring a little pre-show stuff into the show.
Okay.
How long?
Please be about bunions.
Y'all, please.
How long do you go? How long does it take to go from coworker to friend?
I don't trust any of y'all.
How long does it take?
This is why I said we're not friends.
Give me the timeline. Give me the timeline that it takes,
especially when you eat
to go from friend to from coworker to friend or coworker / associate to friend.
I thought I had friends at one of my jobs. It turned out I didn't. Yeah. Most of them were coworkers. Some of them were friends.
Didn't take me long to go get invited to Jeff's house and go to the pool party.
Yeah. Boom.
That's what I'm talking about. That's Clarence Hill.
One of the two
best beat writers. Oh, sorry. Hit that again. I apologize. Hit it again.
Let him do this.
Well, now I can switch it.
Okay.
I was going to be nice, but
If you want to win, put pop. See, you guys are not nice.
Aww.
I came up with a saying this weekend because somebody was challenging me.
Okay.
Go ahead. No.
My experience covering the Cowboys is my superpower.
My experience covering the Cowboys is my superpower. Okay.
My superpower.
Congratulations on your powers. Hit the like and subscribe for our superhero friend, Clarence, or superhero coworker, Clarence.
Associate.
That's our associate. Next to Clarence is one of my favorite coworkers. She's our X's and O's queen, Aisha Morris.
Down with eyes.
Oh my!
Oh no!
He's mad. He's mad.
Oh no!
He's mad. I ain't telling y'all nothing no more.
We got a couple of things to get started today. And I do want, throughout the show in the chat, this one is going to be interesting. It's not this segment, but I do want your answers the whole show. If I let you be Jerry for a day, and you don't have to be irrationally pissed off all the time or say weird stuff like he does or be like sound like you need a nap. You just get to make one decision. You can trade for one guy. And I don't need his name. I just need the position he plays. And I promise you that guy will be solid at least. So you'll fix that spot. One. What position does that man play? That's all I want to know. And, Jesse and Aisha's intro's too long.
Long as they run.
Are they long?
I mean, Jesse went 77 yards.
70.
So it takes a minute to get that out.
A little bit.
Long way.
Could he win 78?
He was running a 4.6 probably. So it was,
4.6.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like they're so not long.
That looked like a 4.8 to me.
Oh. See, I was thinking he probably ran a 4.5, and I was being mean. I thought I was making a joke.
4.5 is fast.
Jesse, what did you run? You had to run a 4.5. 4.5. Yeah. He's 4.5 guy.
Not at that moment in that game was not 4.5.
Clarence, the amount that you tell us what you did in junior high and the amount of dismissing you do of the NFL
I'm not dismissing this man. I'm just saying 4.5 and 4.5 on the stopwatch and 4.5 in the middle of the game at that point in the game is two different things. That's all I'm saying.
You only can make fun of the elites.
Exactly.
That's the only thing you can do, right? Because no one cares about Pembroke High School. Where'd you go to?
Not Pembroke.
Where'd you go?
No private school.
Where'd you go? Clarence had two good parents.
They had a real good marriage.
Schulenburg High School in Schulenburg, Texas.
Yeah. No one cares about that.
No one cares about that.
No.
You're right.
So you can only take shots at the elite
Right.
athletes.
This is true.
Yeah.
Jerry
Very
Jones
much
lost his
so.
damn mind today on the radio on the RJ and Sean show on the flagship, the Fan, and he lost his damn mind. We'll talk about that too. But first, we're off and running at the NFL trade deadline, which is over 2 weeks away. But Davante Adams to the Jets is a done deal.
Surprise.
Yeah, huge surprise. Aaron Rodgers traded for a guy after
Aaron did.
No, yes.
Yes.
First of all, he fired a coach.
He fired the coach and then
then traded for a guy.
yeah.
It's a lot of power for one man.
He got it.
Yeah, it happens in the NBA. That's got to be the only one where it's happening in the NFL.
He
Where
did
it's
it.
Like, that's Aaron.
It's all Aaron.
That's Aaron's. Although they did make him demote his personal coach,
Yeah, well,
Hackett.
oh,
You
yeah.
know the fun part about they should have scored 30 last night. The offense was pretty good for the Jets. The best part is that the new guy that was calling plays, it was the most motion they've ever run, and
Right.
6 of their 8 big plays came off of motion, and Aaron Rodgers is the one who doesn't want the motion.
Right.
So they did make him change one thing. But
And Aaron Rodgers threw the game-sealing interception and tried to throw the receiver under the bus when they had a running back wide open in the fact. Could have gotten the field goal range,
our guy Tyron was struggling last night.
Our guy
Tyron was struggling.
he's been struggling for a couple of weeks, and you keep bringing his name up about if he was still here.
I say he should be our left tackle.
He still
We would
should
be
be.
mad at him as our left tackle, but he would be better than our left tackle.
No, he
but
would
we
be
would be
better.
mad
Okay,
at him.
all right, I got you.
But we would be
I
mad at
I see
him.
what you said there. I see what you did there.
I can be wrong.
Yeah.
He's not playing great football.
He's still
playing
better
better
than
than our left tackle.
I got you.
He's
I
a better
got you.
guy. Easy.
Is Davante Adams for a 3rd-round pick that could turn into a 2nd-round pick, something the Cowboys should have been interested in?
I think that's a loaded question. And the reason why I think it's a loaded question is because Davante wasn't going anywhere else. Like, I think he would have just stayed.
He would have gone to the Saints. He only likes his old quarterback.
Right, but his old quarterback is not even playing right now.
Right.
And don't know when he'll be back.
Right.
I mean, we can say that, like, I don't think the Cowboys were an option. So I don't want to not answer the question because a 3rd-round conditional 2nd-round pick for that, yes, you would say Davante is what you should go after. But I don't think there was any other team that he was going to. I think he would have just stayed right there if he couldn't pick to go to be with Aaron Rodgers or be with Derek Carr.
Well, there are two things that work here. First of all, it's the Cowboys. It's the legacy. It's the Cowboys.
What the
Of course, he would have come to the Cowboys. Let's be
Because of the standard.
Because of the standard. Because of Mike McCarthy. Because of it's the Cowboys.
Because of the standard.
He would have come to the Cowboys. But secondly, you know how you make him come?
What?
You know how you make him come?
To the Cowboys. To the Cowboys, yes.
To the Cowboys.
Stop it.
Brother,
the
you
Cowboys.
I
gotta,
need you to stop
you
it.
can't pause. You
I need
cannot
you to
pause.
stop it.
You cannot
I need
pause.
you to stop
You
it.
cannot pause.
I need you to stop it.
You have to. That has to be a run-on sentence.
I need you to
You got
stop
a Michael
it.
Machine talk past that.
Okay.
You can't
You know,
pause.
you know how you make him interested in the Cowboys?
There you go. There you go.
How's that?
Pay him.
He's already due $36 million.
No.
Each of the next 2
Those
years.
are non-guaranteed contracts. He'll be cut at the end of the season.
Yeah. From the Jets?
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers is going to retire.
Aaron's gonna
be retired.
I think Aaron will play one more.
We'll see.
I think Aaron will play one more, so he'll make them guarantee one more.
Season turns out, but they're not guaranteed deals. So that's why it was always a 1-year rental. Or whatever else was when Steven was poo-pooing it, back in a couple of weeks ago when it first came up. But it's not a trade the Cowboys will make because the Cowboys are not interested in spending money to make it. I think he would have been interested, but the Cowboys could, trade for Amari Cooper. They should make a trade. They should add somebody. Hassan Reddick, Amari Cooper, Davante Adams, anybody to help the roster. They should do something. As far as doing this one, they were never going to do it because of the money.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that trade. And honestly, it's because I need y'all to earmuff it for me out there. Because I will tell you the position that I would want them to trade for if they were going to. I think the Cowboys, if they were going to trade for anything, they should actually be sellers. I don't think Davante's enough to change what you are.
No, but
and so I don't want to give up a third, potentially a second-round pick, and I don't know the conditions on that. Maybe it's if you make the playoffs or whatever. I don't think Davante Adams makes the Cowboys a contender.
No, and I guess to me the premise of saying should the Cowboys have done it is because you're still trying to win now.
Yeah.
If you're not trying to win now, yes, you're right. But the goal, it's like the Jets, they're trying to win now. If the goal is still to try to win now, in what is Mike McCarthy's last season, it was last season with the entire coach.
What do you mean it's his last season?
Doesn't have a contract for next year.
Oh.
Everything is urgent.
Do you know how
Cowboys
you make Mike
right
McCarthy
now.
come back to the Cowboys? Would be with a new contract.
See, I didn't do this.
I was gonna comment. I was gonna comment. I don't know.
Aisha, what's going on over there?
I don't know how much I have to say. I mean, I agree with you, Jeff. It doesn't seem like it matters at this point, especially with how poorly your offensive line is playing right now. Like, who cares? To me, it wouldn't have made a huge difference. And also, too, how much is he winning on the outside on his own? Because he would have to do that here because ain't nobody going to scheme you over. So what's up?
He's a good slant runner.
But the premise of the question was, would you make the trade because you're trying to win? Are you trying to win still?
Well, yeah,
that's
but
not
Are
gonna
you
help.
not trying to win?
No, but
Are you trying to win? I'm
No.
just
You're
saying.
yelling at me,
It's a
Claire.
season. No, I'm just saying. But the question that we're
well, I'm
are we still
factoring it all
trying to
in.
win?
I'm factoring in. Would you want to give up
why
a
would-
third-round pick for him?
If
And I would not.
If we're trying to win, yes.
How many do
If
you
we're
want?
not trying to win, I'm not giving up picks for the future.
How many
So
third
the
round-
premise is, are you trying to win? If it's all about winning now, but we're trying to all in now, yes, because it's all about now. If it's not all about now, and it's about the future, then no, I'm not sacrificing anything for the future because I'm not trying to win. But if I'm trying to win, yes. Are we trying to win? Is the premise of the question, would you do it like the Jets because the Jets are trying to win now?
And because they don't have a choice. Like the Jets, you got one, maybe
two.
Yeah.
maybe two. And if Aaron keeps getting hit the way that he's getting hit in these games, he
Yeah.
might not make it through this season.
Right.
So for them, they're all in. It's solely predicated on the quarterback that we've kind of sold our souls for doesn't have much time left just in father time terms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like
you fired the GM. I mean, it's urgent because you're 2-3. You fired the GM. You still have a whole season left. Everything is about now. Okay, is it about now for the Cowboys? Because they continue to tell us we can turn it around and we can still save our season and have all our hopes. Is it about now? If it's about now, we're not worried about next year. We're not worried about is it really about now?
it's about now in the way that Jerry wants it to be about now.
What about Mike McCarthy? What
It's
about
not about his now.
Right,
Mike
I'm
McCarthy's
saying.
cooked, bro.
right?
Like
So-
he's cooked.
see,
Like let's be honest here. Like,
what about these players? It's about now. Their legacies are now. You know, nothing is promised in the future. Only thing you know is right now. That CD, Micah. You know, we've said this about Romo and Whitney. I mean, ain't nothing promised. All you got is right now, and this is your legacy.
There is no tomorrow because by the time you get to it, it'll be today. Did you know that?
At the end of the day,
they go in.
Oh,
Shout out to Glow.
But seriously, though, I mean, so yeah, that's why, when I asked Jared the question about being all in, because he always tries to split the baby and trying to win, and I'm trying to manage the cap, and I'm worried about the future. The future don't matter to these people, to these fans. It's about now is what matters. And Micah Parsons, he's in. You don't know if you're gonna get these opportunities.
Yeah, and to your point about, being more in the present of what's going on right now, I think that's a problem in even how they handle contracts and how they handle things. Number one, they wait too long to do things, but then they also like to push stuff down the road like crazy, which is normal. But at the same token, they're doing it, and they always are saying it's because we got to pay this person in 2 years. We got to pay this person in a couple years. And, fans are specifically asking for them to be about what's going on in the current season and not always be money oriented and thinking about how it's going to affect them financially in the future, because I'm not saying don't acknowledge it, but don't make it your priority to where you feel pigeonholed to where you are at that point.
You're the richest franchise in sports. Nobody gives a damn about you balancing the budget.
Which is,
you know what I'm saying? You're the richest franchise in sports.
And
all
then
you
it's
talk about
broadcasted that you are the, you sit behind that.
All you talk about is being salary cap solver. No one cares. They care about winning, not winning since 1995.
Agree. Jerry actually went back further than that this morning when he lost his mind and was talking about what he needs credit for.
79 or whatever you're talking
Yeah, we'll get back to 1989 with Jerry a little later in the show. But first, coming up next on the Cowboys DLLS podcast, if you could trade for one guy to add to the Cowboys, and I promise you that spot won't be a problem going forward, what position does that man play? Next.
And if you are worried about tomorrow, if you do not have the richest franchise in all of sports, if your pockets are not long as the tollway, then you need to save some money. And you can save some money at Game Time. Jerry's going to charge you a bunch of money to go to these games. So what you need to do is you need to use our promo code DLLS and get $20 off your first purchase.
$62 right there.
$62 for the Philadelphia Eagles game right there. Mm-hmm. I don't know what 20% off that is, but if you use our code, you get 20% off the first time you use the Game Time.
It'd be $12.40, I think.
$12.40. You go to the game for less than $50. You're on your way to being rich and famous. No, not really. But hey, log on to Game Time, get your tickets, concerts, games. Basketball season is here. The hockey season is here.
Yeah, it is.
Cowboy season is almost here. DLLS, Game Time, 20% off. What time is it?
Game time.
Oh, there's a bark at the end.
I like to do that. Yeah, I like to do that.
You remember the Bulls?
I don't have enough base to do the game time.
Chill out. We got another spot. EmpireToday.com/DLLS. Empire Today is who did the flooring in our really, really high quality studio out there. I might need to swing through here. I think this carpet's been here a while. We can get some Empire Today in here, slap down some fresh stuff. Carpet, laminate, wood, whatever you're looking for. Empire Today. If you want wood, they have wood.
They got it.
Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring. So, of course, they got copycats, but Empire can't be beaten on quality, service, speed. So competitors advertise low-quality products that Empire's not going to carry. They won't promise the lowest prices because anybody who does that is putting flooring in your home they wouldn't put in theirs. Their virtual floor designer's awesome, a great way to see how new floors will look in your home. Get a free in-home estimate today. All listeners can get $350 off when they use the promo code DLLS. Restrictions apply. See EmpireToday.com/DLLS. All right, everybody. Pop off in the chat. This is what I want from you.
Let's get these likes up. Like.
Get the likes up.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Likes and the subscribes.
Oh, let's get this.
Oh, we got some super chat. And if you're
Super chats
watching on my individual channel, also subscribe to youtube.com/@DLLS_sports because the show is on there every day. I only throw a couple of them on my little thing. Super chats, Eric, new GM and coaches. I think GM's going to be a very popular answer. Yeah. I'm looking for player, but I get it. Jerry knows how to keep his team in the headlines, good or bad. Thanks, Jeff Heath is the GOAT. Ed Barnes, trade a fourth for Bryce Young as leverage for Dak's fourth contract. He'd also probably be a better nose tackle than what we
Oh, my God.
Jeff Heath is the GOAT. This team's not one piece away. Trading at this point should be away if anyone even wants any of these players. I mentioned that last segment, but this one is going to be about if you were going to add. Because I agree that the Cowboys, if you were going to trade, should be sellers. Problem is, that really shows you where you are as a roster right now, because there ain't nobody that you would be trading away that anybody wants.
Frank,
And
send us
shout out to
$10.
Frank.
Frank don't even have a question. He just want to give us $10.
You know,
Appreciate you, Frank.
I like what you said about nobody to trade, because they keep talking about this roster, the talent on this roster. And
If you were
Jerry
going to
Jones
trade away
said-
a rental, it would be Osa or Jordan Lewis or Zach. Tank won't be healthy, or Zach Martin. Those are the three guys that maybe someone would give you something for.
you know,
And
but,
it would be a
but
6
this
or a 7.
roster is
I'm-
not talented.
Right.
I may be trading away a corner.
Who? Oh, Diggs or Bland?
Diggs.
Yes. You gotta pay. You gotta have to pay Bland a couple years, so you gotta pick anyway. You got to
Yeah.
pick. You got to pick.
A lot of their guys, and Dak's going to catch the main flack, and Jerry will make sure of that. Like when he lost his mind today on the radio, he
God.
mentioned that Dak's the highest paid player in football multiple times. Like you couldn't have done that
They gotta
earlier, or
stop
like
blaming
signing him to an
players.
extension doesn't actually bring down his number in the early years. Like they'll keep using their players as an excuse for the things they don't do. And a lot of, I'm not going to say you people, but a lot of
Who people?
a lot of the fan
What do
base,
you mean, you people?
a lot of the fan base goes for it, and so they start to blame the highest paid players. Like, yeah, you're the reason that this
Oh,
team
oh.
isn't any good. No, it's not. It's Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and Adam Pacifica, and it's them. They have things they could do, they choose not to do because they like to do things a certain way. Whatever. If you could trade for one player,
I love when you get on your Jerry Jones, because I know in your personal time, like you don't like him. Like you don't. I should take that back. You don't. That's
He's a
not the person. Not
I
the
appreciate
person,
that he's a content factory.
not the person. You despise the way that he goes about business, and I know
He's a bad
often
GM. Yeah.
You go off, and
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And that's two different things.
Yeah, he's a bad GM.
I'm glad you brought it up, because as a person, as someone to have a beer with, I like Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
he's getting.
Johnny
I
Walker-
get free food and drink at Nobu Malibu.
To have a Johnny
because-
Walker, but beyond the food and drink, though, just the conversation
No,
with
he's
him.
really he's
I-
a really good
I-
conversation.
You know, beyond the Johnny Walker Blue that we share, you know, he's fun to be around. But when you take that away and just talk about how he runs the team, yeah, you despise that part of it.
And I think honestly, and this, you just said something that I think fans sometimes miss, because they do come at us at times and they'll go,
You do.
more you specifically,
Yes.
because you talk to them a lot. You got to be hard on your questions. You got to, don't disrespect, don't do this. And I'm like, I think sometimes people miss, because you don't have the access to it. You only see Jerry Jones as the owner, general manager, and
Right.
president. But there is an other side that I get to see, that
Yeah.
Clarence gets to see, where you talk, like Jerry's a cool dude. And I think sometimes that gets misinterpreted. And there is two people.
No.
There is Jerry Jones, the human being.
Yeah.
And if you ever get a chance to spend time with the human being
Right.
outside of the business of it all, you would actually like the dude. Like he's funny. He's engaging. He's a really cool human to be around.
Yeah,
And then it's the GM part
Yeah.
that really upsets people.
Yeah.
And so sometimes,
You run my favorite football team and you don't do it well.
right. And those two are, while they're one and the same, they're actually two
Yeah,
different.
and a quick aside, both my parents passed away, since COVID, and Jerry sent amazing flowers to my mom and my dad's funeral. Okay, after my dad died, or my mom died, right before training camp in 2021. It was after COVID. I had written some stories about COVID, about kneeling. He got mad at me before that, the season before, in the middle of COVID, he said, F you, Clarence. He was mad at me, And so training camp, the first thing he does before he walks to the press conference, gave me a hug and said, I'm sorry about your mom. I mean, that's also who he is.
Yeah. I still get a Thanksgiving ham.
Yeah.
I still get a Thanksgiving ham every single year.
Can I have it? You don't.
I know
want
you
ham, do
can.
you?
I
Can I have the ham?
Just remind me this year.
Okay. I would trade for a left tackle.
Okay.
And what's interesting is I think you can get a lot of different answers on what you would trade for if it could only be one position. And I think I would go left tackle, because if I can get this offense going, I got a chance, and the offense has a chance to get going. I don't know if I can. the defense could come around when you get your players back. The offense, I got to do something, and I got to protect my quarterback, and I got to see if I can open running lanes. And if I add a left tackle, I can take that guy who so far has failed at left tackle, and a year from now,
it's got to give him more reps.
Moving right tackle.
like I have a whole plan.
Move right
I'm
tackle.
a post-June 1 Terrence Steele in the offseason, and I'm going to let him try right tackle, and I could bring in a left tackle.
Okay.
And then I could try Cooper Beebe at right guard when Martin's gone. And, like, I can try to get this offensive line moving in the right direction. And so I don't think it'll be the most given answer. I would go left tackle.
Wow.
For me, and this may sound crazy, the most talented unit on this football team is the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please fix your face.
I'm just
The
thinking,
most
man. I'm just
unit
thinking.
is the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, if you go Parsons, Tank, Bland, Diggs versus what are the Cowboys?
You got him, right?
Oh, yeah,
Is he
13.
up and coming, right?
He's up and coming.
Dak,
Not there
Tyler
yet.
Smith, CD is offense.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Ferg's solid.
Ferguson.
Ferg's solid.
So
And the kicker, Aubrey.
come on.
He don't play offense. He plays special teams.
So
he
I-
basically plays offense
He plays special teams.
these
okay?
days.
So I say that to say the one thing that would help all of those guys be the best is a defensive tackle.
A big, girthy,
8.5 inch
thick.
thick.
Not,
Thick.
I didn't. Okay.
Thick. Just saying.
Yeah.
Like, because now if I could
Saying
somehow,
8.5
some
inch
way,
hand? That's a small hand for a D tackle.
I need y'all to stop it.
at some if I can get someone that's going to clog up the running lanes in the middle of this thing, now I get running free. Now I get Carrot Kendricks running free. Now I get Maris Lewis-Out running free. Now my edges become a lot more shorter, and teams aren't just bludgeoning us with the run game. And we have to turn this thing into a passing game. The turnovers, you know why the turnovers are so down for the Cowboys defensively than there's ever been? They don't got to pass the
You
ball.
can't rush the pass. Yeah, you
No,
can't.
They don't have to pass the ball.
They don't have to pass the ball.
No.
And then when they decide to pass, they got time to pass the ball in the
Right,
back
'cause
end.
they- 'cause they
So
get to
now
quarterback.
Diggs, he can't chase anybody across the field. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you put Deion out there, prime Deion Sanders out there,
He'd be okay.
and you asked him, well, maybe
He'd be fine.
you ask him to have to cover across the field with speed for 4 or 5 seconds, he's going to lose a couple of those battles. And I think that would give this team a better opportunity to go out there and be successful and to let those stars, in my opinion, the better side of the ball, who have the more stars on it, do what they have to do. Until they do that, teams will just go, okay, no problem. We'll just keep running the ball and we'll motion and we'll run the ball. And every team that's been able to do that has put up astronomical numbers on this defense.
I agree with you, but I also will say, like, I think the DT thing, to your point, is going to make things a lot easier because right now none of your DTs are really warranting double teams like that. That's the problem. So guys can't play free. You mentioned the pass rush and stuff, but also too, I do think that the defense as a whole, like there's some things, even if they did get a DT, are they understanding what they're supposed to be doing completely? Also too, do they have a good grasp of this system? Because I also too don't think your safeties have played well.
They've
to
been
start
off.
the season.
No,
I mean,
they're going
and-
back to the basics.
And it's hurting you. That's hurting you too, because in a Zimmer system, just like DT, Jesse, like he always has a big guy in the middle. His safeties are very active too, and these safeties aren't playing well enough, and that's hurting you as well. So I feel like I agree with you on the DT thing, but I'm like, is that gonna fix the other stuff that's going on? Some of the confusion.
Oh, we
The
can't fix everything.
miscommunication.
We're
fix
trying to
everything.
do our best.
But that's a good starting
Yeah.
place.
You know,
tracking that.
I'm going to pick. This is not my answer, but I'm
Well,
going to piggyback
we
on.
want
No,
your answer.
I am, but I have a colorful way of getting to my answer.
Okay.
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 And I'm going to piggyback on you.
Is it color
I'm-
purple?
Yes,
The color purple?
color purple. But I'm about players, not position. I think you pick a position, but the player at the position matters. You want DT? What can you do to get Aaron Donald to come out of retirement?
He ain't been retired that long.
I mean, Aaron Donald would be our best DT, and I say that sight unseen. He might be 205 pounds right now.
Get Aaron Donald.
I
Go get Aaron Donald out of
Sue
retirement.
did it a million times. He was like, I'm retired. Just kidding.
Aaron
I'm
Donald's not
retired. Just kidding.
He's not coming
He
out of
don't want
retirement.
to.
Aaron Donald's not coming back.
He
He's not coming out of retirement.
No. He's not. He's not.
Dang,
Eric-
Clarence, you just shot
Eric-
down all your hosting.
Aaron Donald has a nice home situation. He ain't leaving that right now.
And I'm going to beat this other dead horse. You know how I want them to go get what they should have gotten off season?
Here you go.
Derrick Henry. Go back and get Derrick Henry. Should have signed him in off season.
Can't time travel.
You should have signed him off season. Go get Derrick Henry.
Can't time
It
travel.
makes no sense.
No.
He lived here. He was right here. He wanted to be here. Go get Derrick Henry. I don't care what you say about he wouldn't have made a difference with this offensive line. Derrick Henry would have made a difference because he's Derrick Henry. That's my answer.
Maybe.
He would have bruised the backsides of BB, of Tyler Smith, of
Whatever.
All they would have had were bruises up their
He wouldn't have
backside.
fumbled at the one against Pittsburgh.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
That was just setting Dak up to be here, right?
Maybe not.
That's good teammating.
But
Listen,
but Derrick Henry
some of
with
them
this
outside
offensive line
runs.
would
There
have.
have been some holes. Rico, like last week, the 80 yards Rico got against Cincinnati, Derek I'm not in Pittsburgh, he'd had 150. I'm sorry. There's some holes that you get out there, he would have run through. Rico runs, he runs so hard, he runs like a bowl of knives. Well, Derrick Henry is that bowl of, he's a boulder of knives.
I will say, in
hard
fairness,
to tackle.
I will say, in fairness, the Cowboys aren't even able to run the ball right now against light boxes. Some of them boxes would be a little heavier if it was that human out there,
Yes.
as opposed to the humans that you have. But which brings me to my next point. Y'all took all of the good ones. Like, I actually really agree with you on the offensive line thing. When you said it, I was like, hey, I was actually brewing that back here. I thought it was going to sound crazy, but thank you for saying it first. With all of the things y'all said, I would probably go running back at this point, because if you're not going to improve your offensive line, you at least need a guy that can create. You at least need a guy that can make people miss. Not saying that Rico can't make people miss, but apparently they're saving him too.
He can't make people miss.
What's
But
fun?
Derrick Henry.
He
I'm not-
Henry doesn't
I'm
have
not
no
talking
juice.
about
No,
Derrick Henry.
I know.
He runs through.
I'm talking
he
to
runs,
him.
He runs through arm tackles. He runs through tackles. He
They
breaks
ain't
tackles.
arm tackling.
They don't break tackles at all
They ain't
either.
arm tackling. They hit
Yeah,
that
give me
man
a
in the
speak.
face.
Well, listen,
And yeah,
Listen, what?
I would go running back. Given what your offensive line looks like right now, you need
Yeah.
a guy that can,
look at the
make
young
guys
backs
miss
like
and do
last
things like
night. Showed speed.
It's so duck. It's so. I'm telling you.
Every random fourth round running back
Oh, my God.
is just fine or better.
They would be-
and they
even
want to
with
pick
this
up
line.
58-year-olds who have nothing left.
Even with this
I
line.
hate you, Jerry Jones.
Even with this
I
line.
hate you. But only the GM version.
Yeah,
He's
even
a
with
human, you're fine.
because even with this line, they could have made something out of some of the holes they have. Just it's not the speed to the hole, speed through the hole. Everything is just not there for the Cowboys. No one has juice.
We got to go.
Wait, real quick. Someone said Clarence, wouldn't that come down to scheme?
Oh, yeah. You get no. Jimmy's and Joe. No, because he's.
I didn't say nothing about
he
no
was saying-
scheme.
He said the player.
The player.
Next week's show, a draft preview. Oh, man.
Y'all.
Yeah, and to the one guy who was mad, he's like, "You shouldn't add to this roster." Like, no, I agree. This was if you wanted to.
Don't put that.
I would
ego
not.
on
I don't
me.
think that they're a player away. I think you're going to ride this thing out just the way Jerry planned it. Average as hell, eat a bunch of money, have a bunch of picks. Hope to God you can find good players in the draft.
Oh,
Tote that thing Tuesday.
Tote that thing.
Is coming up next. Mike McCarthy left his players with some questions to ponder over the bye. So what question are we going to make the players tote back to the house during the bye week? We'll get to that next on the Cowboys DLLS podcast.
Are you building a man cave? Are you looking to liven up your football, basketball, baseball experience, whether it's in your studio, whether it's in your man cave, whether it's in your she shed?
Oh, yeah.
These she sheds are all right.
Yeah.
Holler at people at Foku. They give out all these good things that we got happening back here. Foku get you right. They can get you right. They can do all of the things that you might need. They got the bobbleheads. They got the helmets. They got friendship bracelets.
Yeah, damn right they do.
And we're getting friendship bracelets. So just reach out to our friends over at Foku. Use our promo code DLLS for all the things. They got pre-sale. Look at this.
DLLS 10.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. DLS 10?
DLLS 10.
DLS 10
10% off.
For 10% off.
Foco.com.
at Foku.com.
Yeah. FOC.
We're getting those friendship bracelets as well.
Okay.
I can't wait.
We're
Well,
getting
are we gonna be
y'all
friends?
getting associate bracelets.
We getting friendship bracelets or associate bracelets? What we got?
Coworker bracelets.
Also want to tell you about my friends at Z-Biotics. 15% off with the show code DLLS Cowboys. That's zbiotics.com/DLLS Cowboys. Let's face it, after a night out with some drinks, I don't bounce back the next day like I used to, and I got to make a choice. I can either have a great night or a great next day. That is until I found Z-Biotics pre-alcohol. What it is a probiotic drink. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic invented by PhD scientists, smart people, to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in your gut. It's that, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme that breaks that thing down. Just remember to make Z-Biotics pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. It's wonderful. Now that I've tried it, I believe the hype. And with their GMO technology, they will release different products that help address all these different things. zbiotics.com/DLLS Cowboys.
I could have used Z-Biotics this weekend for Texas OU.
Yeah, I bet.
Did you have Z-Biotics in Branson, Missouri?
I actually did, and I woke up feeling good.
Yeah, I could use.
Drove home at 9 a.m. after a bachelor party.
You could use some of that.
Yeah, don't say that out loud.
What?
At 9 a.m.
Oh, at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. After you were.
Yeah,
I got you.
Not at 1 a.m.
I got you.
No.
I thought you were
It's
saying
wonderful.
you were driving. I just wanted to say that publicly.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't driving.
Oh, sorry, y'all.
No.
What is overrated? Let me stop.
Overrated. You finna say overrated?
Yeah,
Texas OU?
Yeah, it
Oh
was
my
super
God.
You're such a hater.
It was
Well,
super
only if you
overrated.
hate being around a bunch of people and being a sardine. Because it's a lot of effing people. at
Now,
that
one
thing.
thing I would say, the one thing I will say, it's not their fault. It's my fault.
Yeah, it's your fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah, it's on you.
It is.
Yeah.
100% is my fault because what are 22-year-olds supposed to do, right, at that situation?
Yeah.
But be drunk and act belligerent and
Yeah.
rowdy and crazy. So it wasn't their fault. They were doing what 22-year-olds supposed to do. I was in the bad place.
Your 20s are for wasting time. It's for. Yeah.
When did you encounter 22-year-olds? Because I wasn't with 22-year-olds.
Like the moment you walk through the gate, like
Oh,
all of the students.
Oh, yeah, the whole
while you're
fair is
walking
like
through the
jammed.
the
gate.
whole fair is like as you're walking in to get into the Cotton Bowl, in the seats and all that kind of stuff.
Cowboys crew.
Hey, John Radigan's here.
Too soon.
Oh,
He's got a
Oh, get him
Lions
out of here.
we
pullover
can't-
on.
we can't see.
Detroit
That's a,
Lions.
that's a
know
nice
what,
team.
though?
That's a
Don't be
nice
like-
team.
Sorry, Jesse.
Man.
See that, Jerry?
That's foul.
Don't be
That's
like the
foul.
Saints,
Yeah,
though.
Jerry.
Don't be like the Saints.
Y'all better
Celebrate
win.
the
Y'all better
Super
win
Bowl by
something.
beating the
Hey, that's right.
Cowboys.
Y'all better win
Didn't do
something.
nothing.
I've been a fan since '61. You're damn
better-
right. We better win.
Y'all better win
something.
something.
Yeah.
I'm-
This might be the year, though. Jesse, come on.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
man.
I'm not with that.
You know,
You don't have Aiden Hutchinson.
We are literally going through like coping sessions right
if you
now.
have any Lions questions,
So it is too soon. Aisha, it's too soon. That's what you're saying.
Yesterday we went
Much
to the 5
respect to
stages
the
of
Lions.
grief.
yeah, we did.
Great grief.
Of grief.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
5
the
stages.
5 stages. Yeah, Jerry's currently between stage 1 and
Hey.
2.
I heard Jerry's radio interview this morning,
Yeah.
so please don't tell him I wore this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
He
wanna
can-
make him
You
mad.
might come up missing.
I'm
You
gonna-
might come up missing for real.
I'm going to tell you like I tell my Oklahoma friends when they try to make fun of Texas when they beat Texas. I bet you won't go back and live in Detroit.
Well, you
Mm.
make that good point.
That's a
You
good
make
point.
that
I bet you won't go
point.
back and
That's
live
a
in
great
Oklahoma.
point.
That's
I
a
bet
great
you won't
point.
go back and live in Detroit.
That's a
You're
great
in
point.
Dallas for a reason.
All right.
I bet you won't go back and live there.
Touche.
Touche. All right. I didn't mean to interrupt the
just-
show or anything.
What time's the Ranger game?
Rangers show is at 1 o'clock.
No, what
today.
time's the game?
The game?
Yeah.
There's
Come in here talking bad about the Cowboys. What time the Rangers play?
Wow.
March.
Tensions are getting
As I t-
high.
You sound like Jerry Jones now.
As I take shots at the defending World Series champion, Texas
You
Rangers.
sound
I
like
just-
Jerry Jones.
I just want to say, Clarence, Detroit is progressing right now. Why would you do that?
Why you gonna let the truth get in the way of a good line?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, we're
So mean.
We're
We
talking about
need to
taking
be-
shots. I mean, you
We
know,
might
you can't be
have
taking shots.
Detroit
You won't go live in
fans.
Detroit.
I don't care how much they progress.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
going to live in Detroit.
Not over
Yes.
Dallas. Not over Dallas.
Whatever.
But that's what we're talking about. You can't come talking Detroit trash when you won't live there.
But-
like OU, as I
but-
tell my OU friends, your ass won't go back to Oklahoma and live.
But you know what the thing about Detroit is?
What?
They're everything that we wish we were right now. Like they built what you are asking.
Yeah, but they're
to be
not the
built.
standard.
We're talking. Yeah, they don't have 5 Super Bowls.
They are becoming.
They don't have 5 Super Bowls.
Oh my God. Okay.
They
okay,
have no
I get it.
history. They have no history.
Oh, they're present though.
They
They're-
ain't won
they're
nothing yet.
present.
I
They
wanna
won
be-
nothing.
I want to be the president.
They
I
won
wanna
nothing.
be the president.
They're
I don't
like the 49ers of the Shanahans. Won nothing. They won nothing.
They're winning right now.
You know,
I bet
Jerry,
they're having fun.
and Jerry brought that up today. What if they won? There's only one team that wins the Super Bowl. He brought it up today on the radio.
That's a great thing to say.
They've
If
won nothing.
if you haven't won anything either in a long, long time.
They've won nothing.
We don't care about nobody winning.
I would, if you were a Lion fan
does.
right now, you'd be having a hell of a time.
They-
enjoying
You
your
could
team.
because you've never had history.
But they also
You
are
should be
doing
having a hell of a
I
it-
wouldn't
time.
care if they'd won 5 Super Bowls. They're really good and they're winning right now.
And they're doing it smartly. They're
Today.
literally doing it the way that it
And
needs to be done.
They
in the
are
NFL.
doing it smartly. But if they're not doing it and holding it up in January or February, it don't matter.
We do it, as the great
It doesn't
Clarence Hill
matter.
once said, we do a show every day.
You do.
Lion shows,
No doubt.
I bet are a lot of fun every day.
They are.
Right now.
This is
Tote that thing.
This is fun too.
Clarence, you told me something about Mike McCarthy gave his players homework.
Yes.
He told them they had to go do stuff.
Yes.
What are they doing?
He told them they need to, look in the mirror and ask, he gave them questions to ponder. And I think we should decide what questions would you ask the Cowboys
Okay.
to ponder.
I'm-
What you ask the players to ponder.
I'm going to tell you that I struggled real hard trying to come up with anything because most of me just believes that the biggest problem they have right now is, aside from injuries to really, really good players, is that the roster's not good enough. So, like, you could go look in the mirror and say whatever the hell you want. It's not going to make you better at the sport. The only thing I come up with is my question. Tote that thing!
Yeah.
I say you tote this to the house or Cabo or wherever you're headed for the bye week right now and ask yourself, how can I be more like Jordan Lewis?
Thank God.
That's all I got. Because at least a
He's
dude
from Detroit.
who's out from Detroit. But I mean, he's
But
just
I bet you won't go back and live. No.
like he's a
He probably would though.
he's an undersized dude that is coming off of a foot injury that at this stage in his career, at his age, could very easily end a career. Are you working hard like that, dude? Are you tough like that 190-pound dude that if a 240-pound running back comes through the hole, he don't give half a crap? He's going to get off a block and fight?
It's the fight.
Are you fighting like Jordan Lewis today?
Fighting during the game and on social media after the game.
Yeah.
He
And
ain't
then
giving a
apologize.
quarter.
He'll yell at the guy after the game on social media and then apologize. He's like, I shouldn't have said that, or I
He
shouldn't
said,
have done that.
I made it about me. He said I was selfish of me.
Yeah.
He was really trying to apologize to his teammates. He don't
Yeah.
really give a damn about the guy.
Yeah. Amon-Ra, it was Amon-Ra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that I have. Okay. Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
Tote that thing.
My question would be to the Cowboys football players. Do you love it? See, I've had this long relationship with the game of football.
Mhm.
And the one thing that I found out about football long time ago is that it's a very clear distinction between do you like football or do you love it? You see, because the things that you like, I'll put some work into it. Don't matter if I'm really good at it or not. Don't really have to hold myself accountable about it or not. But about those things that you love, it bothers you when you're not doing them right. The things that you love, you're willing to put in the time, energy, and effort. You're willing to have a sacrifice. If that means you ain't supposed to be in the club, you ain't supposed to be drinking during the week, if you're supposed to be getting the proper amount of rest, the proper amount of studying. And when I watch this football team, when I watch you guys as players, I don't know if you love this. And this isn't a 53 plus that everyone doesn't love it, but there's enough of you that shows themselves on Sunday and throughout the week. Do you actually love this game? Because if you don't, you're going to continue to have the outcome that you have. So my question to you is, do you like it or do you love it? The answer will tell me all I need to know about you, this team, and how the rest of the season will go.
I just like to hit people. I don't like football. I just like to hit people.
I'm telling you right now, man.
Hey, Clarence.
Tote that
thing.
Put up Jay. B brought us up again. He tried to make it funny. Made it a little funny today. Play like a
J. Lou today.
not that sit all together.
Play like a J. Lou today.
You know what he's trying to say though, right?
What?
Jew. Play like a Jew. You know.
I don't think he's saying that. I think he's saying
no.
play like a Jay Lou today.
He's been a little funny with it.
I think he's trying to make the show weird.
Yeah, he's trying to make it
I don't think you trying to make it weird.
No. I would specifically target individuals. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb spend the bye week
Together.
together.
I agree.
I've heard that might not be possible.
It's not happening. But
Because one might already be gone.
Spend the bye
one
week.
is definitely gone.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I would have them spend the bye week together. You know, y'all, and the coaches admitted, Mike McCarthy admitted yesterday that if CD was in training camp, they may not have these connection issues. Because they're connection issues. They're not personality issues, but they're connection issues.
It would be even tougher because they knocked Dak's house over, so you're not going to
Well,
go
it's
over
still-
to
no,
the
the
I know
foot-
the
no,
backyard is still
the
there.
football field is still there.
It's still there, but you don't
It's
have
still
a
his
house to go
property.
hang out at
Well,
when you're done.
you don't need to hang out. Just play football.
Okay.
I need to, be on the same page. But I need Dak and CD to get on the same page. Yeah, it's about cloud coverage. It's about them trying to take you away, but it's also about the misconnection there. And Trevon Diggs, you need to look in the mirror.
Figure it out.
You don't have Micah Parsons. You don't have DeMarcus Lawrence. You are the best player left on that defense. You need to play like it. Sorry.
I do think Dak and CD are more like associates than they are friends.
Oh yeah, no, Zeke is Dak's friend.
Yeah, we need more Zeke. That's what we should ask ourselves during the bye is why aren't we feeding Zeke?
Please stop. Can you pose the question again? Can you pose the question?
Mambo!
The question is we're gonna send the Cowboy
Yeah,
players home. They have to tote in their little knapsack a question that you're
The Louis
sending
Vuitton
them home
duffels.
with that they need to ponder over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess if I was a coach, I think I would ask them. You mentioned targeting some key players. I think I would ask them, what are some things that you see? Because these guys watch football. They watch football.
Do they?
Most of them do watch other games.
A lot of gamers on that team. A lot of Madden players, a lot of Fortnite guys, a lot of
But they watch
Call of
other
Duty
teams.
guys, a lot of streamers.
I'll be there at game time.
A lot of streamers.
Yeah, but I would ask them. What are some things that they think that they could implement that would be helpful to them, because that's something that I realized in the locker room last year is that there seems like there was a little bit of more of an open forum with certain parts of the ball, but not other parts of the ball and things like that. And I just think that that's valuable feedback to know what your team thinks of, what you're doing offensively or defensively right now, or what they're seeing work in the NFL right now. I mean, obviously as a coach, you want to be the person that is, putting things into place, but I don't think it's anything wrong with getting some of these players' opinions. So I would ask them really specifically, what are some things we don't do that you would like to do that we could implement? Because I just think I think the coaches might be a little bit more closed-minded in doing that.
I think that would be great if the coaches went to the players and were like, look, honestly, we've been trying.
Are
We're not doing good. Like, what do y'all think?
I mean, they can have input. I talked to Stephon Gilmore last year.
Yeah.
And he straight up told me that there were some things that he felt like if they implemented, they would see some success in. So
Are you on the broadcast?
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Who's that? Jeff Kavanaugh.
That's me. I mean, unless there's a fakie.
I'm just saying we gotta.
We could have a fakie out there.
Okay.
Who wouldn't want
is
to
it?
be me? You know?
I don't think that. Do you think that the players are confident? That's a such thing, right? Being confident in what you're doing,
They're not.
knowing what you're doing, the game plan.
I mean, they know their coaches are dead in the water too.
and that is a lot of it as well.
But they're not confident. That's what they talk. That's why they're going back to the basics. They're not confident and comfortable with what they're being asked to do.
Well,
They're
there
not
needs to be some type of vulnerability as far as like on the coaching side of like, what if you guys don't feel confident in what we're doing, what can we do to do that? And then that might be, hey, you need to go get a running back. big
You
dog.
you can do nothing in the middle of the season. If they didn't learn in the mini camp, they didn't learn OTAs, they learned in training camp. What can you do to make them comfortable in the scheme now?
Is this the middle of the season?
Yes, we're in
Yeah.
the middle of the season.
Bye week.
6 games in?
Bye week.
Not the halfway point, but in the midst. How about the midst of the season?
That's better.
Okay,
In the
same
midst.
thing. In the middle, in the midst. While we're in the season, there's nothing you can do.
Coming up next on the Cowboys DLLS podcast, Jerry Jones lost his ever-loving mind today on the radio, and we'll break down why he did it. What's going on in your head, Jerry? Next. But first, crap.
It's okay.
It's first mistake in a while.
You got it.
Been flawless.
You have been.
I want to encourage people to go sign up to be a diehard.
Do better.
Yes.
My bad. I didn't wait for the
I'm
thing.
sorry.
That's okay. We're gonna be okay. Though.
Oh, I
We're
didn't.
gonna be okay. If you enjoyed the show, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Please hit the like button, subscribe, youtube.com/@DLLS_sports. We have shows every day for all the pro sports teams. Got some college stuff. We got all sorts of good stuff for you at DLLS Sports. We need you there. And if you're, if you are a diehard of your DFW sports teams, alldlls.com. Get there, sign up to be a diehard. $80. It's $80 a year. You get a free T-shirt.
$79.99
every year. You get a free T-shirt, and you can check our merch store, and you'll see
It's so dope.
the shirts are badass.
So many good things.
I know we keep saying. they're coming. They're on the way.
Yes.
The shirts are on the way.
Oh,
We're
they're
gonna
on-
wear
The
them.
shirts
for
are on the way.
They're on the way.
The way. I'm
And
on the way.
When you're a diehard, you get access to our members-only Discord server where we hang out and talk about all sorts of things in the world. We have a good time in there. You get what is that? What are you just dancing to?
Yeah,
Bounce.
that's what you get to hang out with right
20% discount on merch, 20% discount on the events that are in the works, all sorts of greatness. Plus, you get your carrying card. Get
Yes.
your little diehard carrying card. It's not called a carrying card.
Gotta laminate it too.
I just like to call it a carrying card.
Laminate that
Lets
thing.
people know that you're a diehard. So
Laminate that thing.
you get access to some of our premium content on alldlls.com. You get all those things. Okay, we got to talk about Jerry.
I just got in trouble because I was looking at my phone. Cat just.
She's gonna throw something at
Oh, I thought you got in trouble because my two eyes
I snatched it.
snatched my phone, and I'm always reading about because something to talk about. And Bill Belichick's on some show now lauding the Cowboys, and Jerry Jones has a tough time with Steven and Jerry because they gave the players resources. Is he lobbying for a job?
Yes, 100%.
That's what I'm
been.
saying. He's
He has
lobbying.
been. He
That's
did
what
a lot.
I'm reading. I'm reading about Bill Belichick basically lobbying for a job.
He did it the other week after
You
the
know-
Cowboys loss, and he was talking about the solutions are there. Like, they got the players. So he's just
Yeah.
basically saying, I could do it. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, got they paid
So
some
you
players.
got Bill Belichick's lobbying. For sure, Rex Ryan is lobbying.
Yeah, they're lobbying for
Rex
a
Ryan
job.
kicks
Yeah,
the back
he
of
was
Mike
last
Zimmer
year,
at
too.
every turn he gets. And then he said the other day, I could have had that job. I could have had that job. Like, I get it. Like, I mean,
And that's the kind of
Sure.
people that Jerry will listen to.
we had your brother. It didn't work out.
Like, if you wanted to, okay, Jerry, let's have a little fun. Let's have a little fun just for 2 seconds. You don't want to know the check that I would write. Bulls, you are full of it. The check you would write to win a Super Bowl. Pay Ben Johnson $15 million a year to be your head coach. Pay Robert Saleh $15 million a year to be your defensive coordinator. Stop being the general manager of the football team and go win a Super Bowl. You won't write the checks you claim you'll write. You're full of crap.
Let's go, Jeff. No. Keep going. I like when you get
Well,
like this.
now he's gonna
I like when you get like this.
threaten my job.
No, I like when
You
you
gonna
get like
take your
this.
job.
Now he's gonna
I'm
threaten my job.
I'm
I
get
like
somebody
when-
else to answer the
I-
question.
I like when you get like this.
It's not your
He's
job.
full of it.
Yeah.
The
Not your
ultimate
job.
test.
Yeah.
And he couldn't answer this honestly.
I
Let
told
it
y'all,
out.
this
Here
what
is
he
the
does.
question that
I
you
like
could
when he
ask
gets
Jerry
like this.
Jones.
This-
You ask Jerry Jones this,
Sit back, y'all.
and I promise you, he will sidestep the question and won't answer it directly. Jerry, if I guarantee you win the Super Bowl next year, but the Dallas Cowboys are 17th in the NFL in jersey sales, clicks, eyeballs, and the net worth of the team does not go up. You want that Super Bowl? Absolutely not. There is zero chance he would trade being worth the most, talked about the most, in the spotlight, the only general manager in football that talks after football games. There's no chance he trades that for a Super Bowl. What he would write, I'm sure he'd write a really big check to win it his way.
He would answer you like he answered the young man after the game. I don't deal with hypotheticals. I'm not going to answer the hypothetical. You think I'm an idiot? You think I'm an idiot? Because you know what? If the
I would've said,
Cowboys
yes,
won
I
the-
do.
Because the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, if they were contending for the Super Bowl,
We would've found
there's
you in
no
Joe Pool
way.
Lake.
There's no way they would be 17th in sales. There's no way. There was no way they'd be 17th in sales. You think I'm an idiot?
Jerry, I guarantee
There's
you
no
in
way
the
they'd be
Super Bowl,
17th.
but
They would not be.
your organization is the Jaguars.
You have to go play in
You
London.
want that Super
You
Bowl?
have to give up
Yeah.
home games and play in London.
You're
That's
just-
a better question.
you're
'Cause they'll
less
never be-
popular.
They'll never be less popular because of the history, because of 5 Super Bowls, because of legacy. They'll never be less popular.
It's true. Oh, sorry.
It's
yeah.
true.
Jerry got real mad. He does radio shows on the flagship of the Cowboys, 105.3 The Fan. He was on this morning. And I haven't heard the other. My guess would be it was Bobby.
No.
Who'd he yell at, Sean or Bobby?
Sean.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see.
He actually gave Bobby a compliment.
Yeah, he did.
He actually gave,
Oh, my God.
That's a
Bobby
football
asked a football question.
Okay.
And
And,
he brought it back to football.
and Sean asked about the offseason.
He asked about Tyler Guyton, and there was the other guys that were asking about
off-season stuff.
off-season stuff because basically Jerry said, first of all, I'm not firing the coach, not making in-season coaching change, and then he said, and we're not. You can't go get and make changes during the bye week. I can't add 20 guys during the bye week to make changes with San Francisco. We got to deal with them. We got to deal with the players we got. I like the players we got. And then they brought up, well, you had a chance to change in the offseason, and that's when he went off the rails.
Okay. And we got the quote. Kati's going to throw up the quote. This is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something, and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job. I'll get somebody else to ask these questions. I'm not kidding. Which I saw people saying he was threatening their jobs, and I guess it could be that way. But I think what he means is, because I worked at that radio station, he could say, I'm not doing your show.
No, I agree.
I'm going to be on a different show.
But the narrative is the fact that he's telling them over and over, I'll get somebody else to do it. That's not your job. It can be interpreted that way. We all know the truth.
Yeah.
Is that he could be on a different show. But of course, he could just take the Cowboys off 105.3 The Fan.
But what is the job, though? The job is to ask you these
We
questions.
know that.
Exactly.
Right? Like that is.
We know that.
The
we
job
know
is
that.
actually.
That is my favorite part. DLLS can be the new official Jerry interview with 105 Beyond the Lemon Booty List. I promise he wouldn't pick us.
No, but
we had a little too mean.
No. The job is to ask him questions and hold him accountable for the fans. That's our job as media. So we're conduits to the fans, and it's our job to ask questions, ask tough questions, not necessarily to argue with you, but to reset and make sure you answer the questions, hold your feet to the fire on the decisions you made, and that's all they were trying to do.
And he's getting mad at people for asking him questions as if he's the general manager of the team because he insists on being the general manager of the team.
And my
you're going to get questions about what you did in terms of roster construction because your gigantic ego demands that we ask you these questions because you hold a title that you don't actually do the job.
And I have a story up now regarding the interview and a little colonizing about it, but to me, it's an example of the Cowboys really hitting rock bottom and having no hope for this season.
He's lashing out.
Because that's why he's lashing out, because historically, and I've covered Jerry a long time.
27 years.
Jerry has a thick skin. He's dealt with a lot of bows and arrows and blows, and he, has a thick skin. Just good things, bad things, just spell my name right. Just keep talking about me.
Yeah.
But when you get this testy, at this point, at this time, sensitivities are at high. He's not going to fire the coach, but things are not well over at the Star
yet.
Well, I'm just saying. He said I'm not. Well, he said I'm not doing NC coaching change. Whether he does it or not, the problem is that
you get smacked up on in 2 weeks against the Niners and lose to the Falcons.
The major issues you have no one to turn to. You can't go to Zimmer. This defense is awful.
You say.
You can't give it the bone.
And you can't do that because now you're
Harris.
making a guy.
You're
making a guy the boss of a guy who's his boss.
Yeah,
you'll say Al Harris. Here's your audition.
They have no options. They have
then you go
nowhere
to
to
Zim.
turn.
Zim coach the head coach. He's been the head coach before. At that point in time, your season is done, and I had to just get through the rest of the season.
Yeah, and so he's not ready to get to the rest of the season. But the bottom line is they're not making any changes.
Let Micah be the coach.
Let Micah be the coach. Let Dak be the coach.
Micah
Parsons.
Yeah, just have some fun.
But yeah, so
I think am I missing something?
So he had a meltdown today. That was a true meltdown, and he went to the. He's in Atlanta on the way to the and he's at the NFL meetings. And Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated said he refused to talk. Going into the meetings today. So
he's pissed.
Yeah, so
he didn't talk.
Well, he may talk after me, but he wouldn't talk to the throng of reporters waiting for him to go into the meeting because everybody heard the interview. I've been getting calls and emails and tweets from all over the reporters all over the country about this, and so they're going to pounce on it.
I find this embarrassing, the whole thing. Like the fact that we talk about him talking after the games, we talk about him, going into the locker room, and just some of the way that he operates. Like this is in any other time when we be talking about somebody that does that type of job, that is in a position that he is in, we would deem this unprofessional, and the way that he's behaving and the way that he handled this interview today. I find it funny. Like I definitely want to laugh about it, but at the same time, it's like, yo, you look across the NFL, other owners ain't handling stuff like this. They not on radio shows every week. They not on mics all the time. And yeah, they do interviews and stuff, but this just feels so dysfunctional in a sense of, again, it's not about football. Like, it's not about the real football operations. It's not about the real football operations.
Socks to jocks.
And even if what is that? Is that
That's-
code for something?
No,
He said he's going to be in charge of the team. From
He's in
socks
charge
to
of it.
jocks.
Since '89, it's
When he
been
bought
that way here.
Yeah,
It- it's always been that way.
and
He's
yeah.
always been different than other owners.
So I feel, and I get that. It's especially given, like, sometimes you got to read the room. Read the room. Like, your team.
That's probably
your
why you didn't talk
coaches-
at the meetings.
Yeah,
Oh,
your
he'll
team, your
be able to talk
coaches,
after
they're
he-
spiraling right now. And everything that he just did is not going to make things any better, especially given that you have a bye week. Like, it's too much. And I'm exhausted with it, for real. Sorry. I don't have anything fruitful to say.
Jerry said you can't ask me these questions that are negative
Oh,
without acknowledging the positive.
Yeah.
And then he made a reference to the positive that he would like credit for. It happened in 1989.
when I bought the team, no one told me I should have bought the team.
They told me
it
I
was a
shouldn't have
bad
bought it. It was a
decision,
bad
and it turned
investment.
out good.
All right, Jerry. Here's
Sometimes a bad decision can turn out good.
Jerry-
Jerry is right on time. You know why? My football team doesn't play this week.
That's true.
So what am I going to do?
Make
He's
it
talking about
interesting.
his
That's what
football
I'm
team.
We're going to talk about my football
That's
team
exactly
all
what he's
week
doing.
long.
Yeah.
Jerry, congratulations.
Thank you.
When everyone doubted you, you made an incredible decision and investment in the year of our Lord, 1989. Aisha wasn't alive.
I was, when?
89.
No, I wasn't.
Congrats. Congrats, bro.
I wasn't there.
Socks to
You
jocks, baby.
slayed
Socks
it.
to jocks. He's in charge of socks to jocks.
Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through. Be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy. Hit the like and subscribe.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.